Hello YouTube, hello Twitch. Welcome to part 45 of Horizon Forbidden West. Last session we cleared out pretty much all the metal flowers you could find, and some side stuff we missed. So tonight is the kind of like, okay, let's thoroughly finish the job and track down whatever is left that we can do before we go back to base. Before going back to base, it's all we can do. So I remembered we were near this thing and I couldn't go up there, but saw this cauldron, so we were going to check it out, but it was pretty late last time. Oh, let's save my progress. So let's check it out.
Vanquished. Fitting place for Yara and Draka's challenge, I guess. At least it didn't become a bloodbath.
Yeah, why did we leave this one? Was it water? I don't remember. Arena. Why do I have that quest selected? Probably was just randomly picked after I finished something else. I do have that hunting grounds. What I need to do is take a minute to look up what that glow blast or whatever you're supposed to be hunting around with. I don't know if I feel like doing that in the middle of the stream. Oh, whoops, I didn't deselect the quest. I just ended up looking through the quests. Alright. Looks like something I could eventually climb if something is powered up. And then there's a door. Okay. Nothing. I vaguely remember this. So I don't know if this is like a story-based cauldron, or if I still just missed something. I don't think I can get up there yet though. There's a grapple point on the ground. Is that pullable? Oh my god. What the? Okay. Whoops. did not know there's
I'm not getting out the way I came in. There
Oh.
must be an exit somewhere.
Closer look here. Thought maybe you could pull this off and like drag it over to help you jump up to something. I don't know. I don't think it's anything. Yeah, then I just ended up leaving. Hell.
Made it. That was a long climb.
So weird. Yeah, I remember that now. Alright, I'm gonna assume that's something I just can't do yet for some reason. Must have something to do with the story or something. That's my current conclusion. So that means there may be nothing left except this. With the glow blast. I don't think I could reach that. I think I tried. Didn't I? It's like inside of the complex, so I don't. Did I? There's nothing else over here, though. Yeah, I remember this place, right? I had to have tried to get up there. I'm gonna give myself the blah, blah. Man, I almost recovered in that sentence, and then I stumbled even harder. I was gonna say I'm just gonna give myself the benefit of the doubt and assume that I did try that recently and couldn't get to it. I guess there's a chance it could be wrong, but I've been pretty. I feel like I was underestimating how thorough I've already been, so I'm double checking myself, but I'm not. I'm pretty confident I'm not gonna find shit. Where'd the tall neck go? It's like right here. Well, either way, I have to get to the campfire before I'm gonna fast travel. There it is. So why wasn't that on the map a second ago? Alright, we checked the cauldron, and this is the one I remember being a problem. bigger problem, I think, not the other one. I think I had previously thought the other one was... never mind. Just realizing an earlier confusion I had. So, okay. Let's make sure we see everything. So we'll stay zoomed in at this level here. Let's see. Are there more of these with this exact icon? Yeah, that. Okay. Just want to be confident. Wait, this should be green based on these, right? What's this then? Can't fast travel there. Should go there though. Let's check that out. See why that isn't green. The other ones don't say like complete or whatever, but yeah, let me quench my curiosity here, because it might be a way that I didn't realize I needed to be thorough. Because sometimes things say complete at the end of them when you're finished, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they turn green on the map, sometimes they don't. It's kind of hard to keep track of. So, try to look for consistency between icons. Gotta go up if we go that way. So we probably have to go around to some extent.
Machine's weak to fire.
So what would I need to be doing here? Huh. To make it turn green.
Sliding in.
Oops. Selected the arena quest again.
eclipse. If you're seeing this, it means you've left the Sundom in search of something to follow. Your journey is almost over. Follow the sun beyond the gates of Bar.
Oh, I ran too far. I don't think that's a new recording, though.
I left word in the domed.
Looks like I've been here, right?
If the others are still alive, they'll find it and try to join me here.
Nothing in here. I feel like I've already been through here. I don't like this telling me to go to the arena because I don't think I've done the burning whatever quest, burning shores or whatever. So don't tempt me. I want to do your arena. I would love to do the final stage, final difficulty. This chest. So on this side. I didn't see any way to get anything else over there. Wait, where'd it disappear to now? Oh.
That could give me an edge in the fight.
What? Is it inside? Is it behind that door that's not like powered or whatever? I didn't see a place to put power. So if it was inside. Then what did I miss? Like grapple. I also don't see it. Seems like when you're too close to it, it disappears.
Keep that in mind.
Five tribes. 5 bombs. That's what I need. With their capitals in ruins, they will have no choice but to submit to my rule.
No idea where it is. I don't see anything I could pull open with the grapple. Yeah, I don't know. Wherever this thing is. There's also no door like I remembered, so I must be remembering an earlier part. Maybe you have to get to it from the top. Like, can I like ramp up to this? There's nowhere to grab it really. I don't know if I have to get up there and drop it down in somewhere. I can't make it from here. Also crouching anyway. It's like, I know what you're thinking of doing. That's not happening. How odd. How odd. Also, it's still not done, apparently. But I don't know. Or the place hasn't turned green, so. Surely it can't be like just about fighting that thing. That would be.
Got a quarter-ton of metal on top of me. Maybe 3 ribs left. FAE hasn't blown, which means that the engineers are dead. Gotta cut myself out of here. And it's gonna hurt. But you know what they say. If you want something done right.
Hitting that at the right moment could help.
Help with what? No one's fighting me here. That ancient valuables chest is all that's left in this place, that I can tell. And I have no idea how to get to it. Has to be inside. that what this light is in the wall here? Wait a second, there's another one? I didn't see that one. Yeah, there's one right down there. Nothing goes that direction. I can't get lower than I can tell. Wow, it's buried. Interesting. Okay, I don't know. I have to give up the ghost on that one. Spent too much time here already. But I wonder what makes these complete. I don't remember what those are now. Guess I would have to go back to one. Be like, hey, what are you? Oh. See, like, now I'm curious about this too. Like, is there more to this? Well, once again, get to a fast travel point before we do anything. I wonder if there's an underwater component that I'm missing. I don't know. Hey. Oh. Who knows, that one is broken. Well, this one wasn't. Considering the possibility that I would have to like break something open using the environment or something like that, but probably not. All right, east, back to the fast travel. Let's see. I don't know if I will bother going up to check that, but I could, I suppose. But I don't know. I guess I could. I'm not sure if I actually cleared this. If this is like a water thing, because those tend to turn green too. But wait, isn't it the same icon as the other one that I'm leaving right now? But this one has a path through, so. But I guess it could also just be a cave.
I specialize in your survival.
I'm gonna check it out real quick. Hello.
Been a while.
Yeah. supposed to deal in here? I don't see anything. Is there even anything? Machines? Oh, nice. A ladder that I can drop down. Can't get up there. But I don't see anything. No. Strange. I don't remember this place, but there's so many places in this game. It's not really saying anything. Oh, there's something. I wonder if, this is the sort of stuff I was worried I would miss, I think. I wonder if that was what I missed in the other place. I didn't see the flower either time. Hey, that's no fair. This is the ladder. Oh, it's just ones on the surface, on the outside.
Is this easy?
Oh, okay. I could have entered from the other entrance. It would probably be easier. I would probably come from the top down. But maybe... I don't know. Maybe I did what I need to. That's, whatever. I feel like, realistically speaking, I'm pretty much out of side steps to do, even though there's a couple of loose ends, I suppose you could argue. Yeah. I might as well just move on. Kind of feel like it. So, alright. Put in a solid amount of time into double checking some stuff.
If you want to improve your next hunt,
You know what? I guess I'll buy some of these. Or just one, actually. By one at a time. Just want to keep one on hand if I can.
Let's trade. The rewards of the wilds await you.
Yeah. What you said. See, it's all different, depending on what type of dungeon it is or whatever, passage. And then, like here it says, the gouge completed. But, and then it doesn't say complete on that icon. But, well, then it's not a sunken cavern, though. It's like, it's the side icons sometimes say it, but they don't always say it. I don't. Head's gonna explode. So yeah, I guess I am done with the side stuff. Let's do this. Finally.
Oh, this snow's coming down heavy. Beta's been difficult to figure out. She's just so closed off.
Time to stay muted for a
I
while.
get that
We
the
have a lot of
Zeniths
story
were
stuff, I
cruel
guess.
to her, that the one called Tilda abandoned her, but I can't get her out of her shell. I don't know. Maybe nothing can. I know Varl meant well, bringing up Rost. I guess it's hard to talk about. With everything going on, it feels easier to set those memories aside. At least for now.
Did you know there used to be a rainforest so big the old ones called it the lungs of the planet? Yeah. They burned it to the ground at some point.
Oh.
But they helped bring part of it back in Sobek.
You busy?
One must never be idle when at war. But there is always time to speak to one's commander.
Oh, that's not really how I see myself.
It is how we see you.
Does it still hurt?
It comes and goes. I try not to think about it, but its absence is always present for me. It's difficult to explain.
I can't claim to understand. Only empathize.
Then you have my thanks.
Have you spoken with Erend at all?
I've had little chance to. I did see him bring some ale from out east.
That stuff's as bitter as salve-brush.
You get used to it, eventually. In fact, I wouldn't mind a drink myself.
I'm sure Erend wouldn't mind sharing. What have you been up to?
Varl has asked to learn the differences between my people's clans, so I've been teaching him Tenakth history. It is heavy with blood and death, but also with honorable deeds and vanquished tyrants. Maybe you'd like to hear about it as well, when our mission is done.
I'd be honored. Must be strange, seeing everything through a focus now.
I can see machines like never before. Their strengths and weaknesses simply reveal themselves to me. To think that such a tiny object might be the most powerful weapon I've ever possessed.
What do you think of this place? It must take some getting used to.
It's an efficient center of operations, and an acceptable training facility. Though it could use some more color.
Duly noted. Anything interesting happen while I was away?
I found an acceptable place to practice with my blade.
Oh, and where's that?
Outside, above the base. There's a nest of sunwings that are always up for a fight.
Ever thought of sparring with something that's not trying to kill you?
That would defeat the purpose of the training.
I'll let you get back to your training.
And so will I.
Plugging in that power cell downstairs must have turned on these holograms.
Pizza? Apparently it tastes worse the longer it takes to be delivered. Or something like that.
Maybe you can find the recipe?
I think it was just flat bread with cheese and some sauce. I like it already.
Well, once we're done talking to people, except Gaia, that's our new side thing before we continue. I know, son of a bitch.
Hello.
There's an exclamation
hi.
point above your head, so I'm
back.
guessing there's nothing new.
What do you want to know?
Oh, but there is.
So, aside from Varl and Gaia, who else have you been talking to?
Zoe told me how you met after your escape from the Hades Proving Lab. I had no idea you were severely injured. If the Zeniths had killed you, life on Earth would be doomed. My escape would have been for nothing.
But they didn't kill me. And thanks to Varl and Zoe, I was able to recover. You said you and Varl talk sometimes. What about?
He told me about your tribe, the Nora, and the proving ritual you did. I told him if I was born into the tribe, I'd never be able to do the proving.
It does require a lot of physical training, but there are plenty of other roles besides being a hunter.
I don't think I'd be suited for any of them.
Well, I guess it's a good thing you're not a Nora then. So, have you been going through more of the recordings for my focus? What about studying Hephaestus? Have you been doing that?
A little. It's quite different from the subordinate function that escaped Gaia Prime 20 years ago.
How so?
It's mutating, changing its own code. At this rate, we'll never capture it.
We'll find a way.
If you say so.
I'll be...
Okay.
Nothing. You just look good, that's all.
Get back to studying.
Looks like you got what you wanted.
Yeah. It's almost time to go after Hephaestus.
Finally. We get to rock and roll. Yeah, at least that's how the old one said it, I think.
Anything happen I should know about?
Zoe asked us to help her bring more plants in here. Not for eating, apparently. Yeah, if you ask me, the place is fine as it is. You know, metal might be plain, but it's sturdy. Nothing wrong with that. Who needs a bunch of vegetation?
Bet you're used to that focus by now.
Well, I can hit machines in their weak points. I guess that's something. I wish all the other data was as easy to deal with. Now, to be honest, it's hard to understand half of what's on there. And then the other half reminds me, this isn't a fight you can win by just waving a hammer. Which is kind of what I do. But hey, that just means I gotta study harder. Now, make myself useful.
Just give it time. What else have you been studying with your focus?
Yeah, I've been looking into this Vegas place you found. Gaia showed us everything that happened when you went to get that Poseidon thing. I mean, this Morlun guy seems pretty smart. Though, risking the Tanakh clan lands for a light show is a bold move.
His crew knows how to handle themselves. Mostly.
Right.
I should get going.
Say hi to Gaia for me.
Aloy, is that what I think it is?
Just need to merge it with Gaia, and she'll have enough power to handle Hephaestus.
Good news. So, what can I do for you?
I hope Zoe's not upset I'm distracting you from your training.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about that.
What do you mean? What happened?
Well, before Zoe found a way to fix the land gods, I suggested that when Gaia was fully restored, she could just make new ones.
Well, once we get Hephaestus, that's definitely a possibility.
That's what I said. But I guess there was something about my tone she didn't like. She got pretty raw. Said I didn't understand the way her tribe feels about those machines. Which is true, of course, and the last thing I'd ever want to do is dismiss their traditions. But I was trying to look at things differently. More like you know? To see a machine as just a machine.
Yeah, I guess I led you into trouble there, didn't I?
Not your fault. Don't worry.
Did you talk to Zoe after your fight?
I suffered through a few hours of glaring silence. Then she seemed to move on. Sort of. How do people do this? How do I know if the next thing I say won't blow up in my face? What if an apology is not enough next time?
You give her a stuffed animal?
You're the worst. You know that?
What makes you think I know anything about any of this? You're on your own.
Abandoning me again, huh? Well, if she kills me next time, it's on you.
Better get this to Gaia.
You did it, Aloy.
Let's hold off on the ale till it's over and done with.
I'll let Aaron know.
Aloy, you've returned. And you come bearing gifts. Does this mean we'll soon be able to uproot the Zeniths from our lands?
That's what I'm hoping.
Good.
You ever play that board game Aaron set up?
Strike? I'm the one who gave it to him. I was hoping it'd distract him enough to spare us that ruckus he calls death metal. No such luck.
It looked like you were working on something over there.
With Gaia now growing in strength, I've been trying to find a way to heal the land gods, even if some people think I should give up on them.
Already said I was sorry.
Your friend thought it'd be a good idea to replace the land gods with new machines when Gaia recovers.
It wasn't.
The land gods have taken care of our people for generations. They are not some broken toy to be thrown away. Even if they are just machines doing their job, to abandon them in their time of suffering seems cruel.
I'm sure Varl understands that too.
He does now. I had to get pretty mad at him at first, though.
You know I can hear you guys, right?
Varl looks pretty focused.
He's been obsessing over the data revealed to us by Poseidon. Just the other day, we read about mountains hiding deep underwater that spew fire. If I understand correctly, Gaia said the flames they release come from the very center of the Earth. Like a heart, beating with the life of the world. As always, the cycle can be found in even the most unlikely of places. Of course, Varl's mostly interested in watching explosions happen underwater.
I should get going.
If you need me, you know where to find me.
Want to talk?
Looks like things between you and Zoe are better now.
I suffered through a few hours of glaring. How do people do this? What if an
You give her...
You're the word.
What makes you... I should get this...
Please.
I thought I had a Dreadwing site or two, but I can't see any. No wonder it said unknown site next to it. Apparently I fought one, because I have some of the resources I need. But wow, okay. Yeah, I feel like I've looked at all the flying creature icons on the map, and none of them say Dreadwing. Wow, really? Are they only, like, way off to the west or something? I mean, I imagine I could still randomly encounter them in places occasionally, because that does happen with other machine types, but there's no way I could hunt them like that. I would have no freaking idea where to go. I'd just be wandering around randomly like an idiot. Huh. Interesting. Alright, I guess I'm not doing that, and I will go back to GAIA. The game was like, nope, fuck your plans. Don't think so. Alright. Yeah, unknown site. I guess so. I mean, you know, how can I argue with that? Alright, well, at least we saved the progress that we made inside the base. I don't know. Okay. Time to see GAIA, finally. Time to continue the main story. This is like a major point in the game, I feel like. So this is probably going to be... I feel that something... this is like a good time for something significant to happen. Or unexpected.
It is good to see you again, Aloy. I see you have recovered Demeter. With the acquisition of Ether, Poseidon, and Demeter, my heuristic processing density has expanded greatly. I should now be able to absorb Hephaestus, and fortunately, we have made progress on a plan to capture it. With Varl's encouragement, Beta analyzed all available information on Hephaestus. Its expansion has been rampant. It is too large to be beamcast, and the kernel you've been using could never hold it. Therefore, it must be contained in a location with a direct physical connection to me. A place with 2 data cores.
2 cores? Where would we find a place like that?
Gemini.
An abandoned cauldron in the desert west of here. Seismic activity disrupted the original construction. 2 data cores were built as a result.
I know that place. It's near the Desert Clan's capital. We'll have to bring you there by hand.
I have devised a blueprint for a suitable, albeit unwieldy, transport rig. It will require 2 people to carry it to Gemini.
I can help.
Once I am installed on the first core, I will call down Hephaestus on the other, trapping it. I will then initiate the merge. However, in order to construct the rig, I will need considerable help.
Can you build it?
I suppose I could, but it's not gonna work. The Zeniths will find you. Minerva won't be able to conceal your location.
That is correct. Absorbing Hephaestus will create a significant power surge, easily detected by anyone capable of noticing.
But what if there were multiple power surges? To fake out the Zeniths? If Erend, Zoe, and Katalo spread out to the other cauldrons and create their own surges, would those conceal the one at Gemini?
Analyzing. Such a tactic might be effective. With Beta's help, we should be able to build a set of handheld pulse generators.
I told you it's not gonna work! I did a test. Hephaestus has written Alpha clearance out of its access module. You'll never be able to capture it. Then we need a higher level of clearance. There is no higher... Ted Pharaoh's mega clearance. The one he used to purge the Apollo database and kill the Alphas. But to get it, you would have to find Thebes. The private bunker he retreated to when the world ended, and nobody knows where that is, not even the Zeniths. Their only intel was that it was somewhere in San Francisco. That might be all I need. Alva, the Quen diviner I met, said her people had set up a base at landfall. They were searching for data in San Francisco from there. She might be able to help. So I guess I'm headed all the way west. While I'm gone, will you be able to build the rig and the pulse generators? I'll try.
I'll make sure she has what she needs.
Alva said the Quen have a ferry on the coast that they use to get to the ruins of San Francisco. Let's hope that when I reach it, I get a friendly reception.
Aloy, I have managed to unlock an additional room near the servers.
Understood. Hey, Gaia. Me again.
Welcome back, Aloy. Where shall we resume?
So Gemini has 2 data cores. I've never seen a cauldron like that. But you mentioned something about seismic activity?
When my predecessor attempted to build the cauldron, construction was disrupted by a series of earthquakes. The data core had already been built, but the rest of the facility sustained damage. So, she began again. A second core was built. However, when more tremblers occurred, she abandoned the site.
Lucky for us. Are the quakes still happening?
No, though they did also create instabilities in other facilities in the region.
So the facility where I recovered Demeter used to be a Pharaoh agricultural research facility. It's where they created the biomass conversion system, but also adamantine wreath. Did Elizabeth know they were working on that?
It is likely she was briefed on other efforts to combat the machine swarm, though her focus was devoted only to Zero Dawn.
That makes sense. But they actually got the wreaths to work. If they've been able to deploy it against the Pharaoh Plague in time...
Using the data you recovered on the project, I ran several simulations and have concluded that it would never have worked. In all scenarios, the Pharaoh war machines would eventually hack and deactivate the wreaths before they could contain the swarm.
So Zero Dawn really was the only solution. There was a lot of data in the greenhouse facility about agriculture. Do you think it'll help the Quen fix their homeland?
I will run a query. Complete. The data contains information about novel crop production methods, which may be beneficial to the tribe in the long term.
But new crops aren't going to save the world, so I Guess it's on us.
It is.
All this data I've picked up in ancient bunkers and ruins. I guess I never really thought that other people would be looking at it.
Based on my observations, your companions engage quite frequently with this material. Erend has asked on numerous occasions about birthday parties. He appears perplexed by the tradition of serving a sweet confection, as it conflicts with the Oseram tradition of serving sparkling stout ale. He also suggested we host a party for you, as a surprise.
Yeah, no thanks.
That is what I predicted.
Is Katalo getting along with everyone?
Yes, though he prefers to spend most of the time alone. He appears to be collating data on war machine progression and significant battles during the Pharaoh Plague, to aid in the creation of a war map of Operation Enduring Victory. I believe he aims to study the tactics of Old World warfare.
I'd be interested in seeing that.
It appears to be a private pastime for him. He has repeatedly declined my offers to assist his research.
Beta's convinced we won't be able to capture Hephaestus. With that attitude, do you really think she'll be able to build the rig and pulse generators?
It may take some coaxing, but with some assistance I am confident she will.
I don't get her, Gaia. She's so quick to assume we'll fail. She's nothing like what I thought she'd be. I guess it'll be best if she stays here when we go to Gemini. There's something I've been wondering. How could Ted Faro create a clearance level higher than Alpha? Elizabeth made sure he wouldn't interfere with the project.
It is plausible he tasked his own engineers with creating a back door to the Zero Dawn system, without Elizabeth's knowledge. My predecessor did not even know of its existence until he activated it to purge the Apollo database. It is, in effect, a blind spot. One that will allow us to subdue Hephaestus. And fortunately, thanks to Beta's information, we know where Omega clearance may be procured.
Right. Somewhere in San Francisco. So our plan to capture Hephaestus. Let's go over it again.
As you wish. We now know that Hephaestus will not respond to your Alpha clearance, which is why you will need to procure Ted Faro's Omega clearance.
Right. From his personal bunker, Thebes.
While you are gone, I will assist Beta in building the transport rig and pulse generators. When we get to Gemini, I will need to be installed on one of the facility's cores. The second core is for Hephaestus. Using Omega clearance will allow you to trap it.
And then you'll be able to absorb it.
Not quite. You will need to manually remove Hephaestus's malicious code before the merge.
How long will that take?
There are calculations I still must run, but I estimate a few hours.
And during that time, the others will create a distraction for us using the pulse generators, right?
Correct. They will each take position at a cauldron door and fire off their device. The energy surge should mask our activities until the merge is complete.
And then we'll have everything we need to defeat the Zeniths. Sounds like a plan. So now that you have Ether, Demeter, and Poseidon, how's the biosphere looking?
In the local region, conditions have improved. Superstorms have subsided. Water sources have been purified, and soil conditions remediated. These improvements will stave off environmental collapse for a few additional months.
Well, With luck, soon you'll have Hephaestus. Then you'll be able to fix the biosphere for good, right?
Correct. I will be able to design and produce robotic agents to permanently reverse the environmental damage that has accumulated.
Have you been able to make use of Demeter's functions?
Yes. I was able to mitigate most soil conditions and restore a temporary balance. You should notice less rampant plant growth in the area.
Maybe that'll give Plainsong's fields a chance to recover.
Unfortunately, recovery in that area is unlikely without the assistance of the Utaru's land gods. I have discussed this matter with Zoe. I believe we may have a workaround.
Yeah, I'm helping her out with that. There's something I'm still trying to figure out. Why was Demeter using flying machines to distribute metal flowers?
In its deranged state, Demeter was defending itself against a robotic swarm that would devour all plant life.
It thought the Pharaoh Plague was still happening?
It feared it would come again. As part of its directive of receding Earth's vegetation, it sought to protect plant life at all costs. And considering it had 20 years to proliferate, I expect you will continue to find the fruits of its efforts for some time.
That's a good thing I have the code to dissolve the vines, then. The Zeniths. Gerard, Beta said they were some... I think a...
No, if she knew... What we can is that the Zenith to protect...
See you later, Gaia.
Until next time, Aloy.
The old ones created so many wonderful inventions to help others. Help the planet. Technology really can be amazing.
Hey, was there something... What else can you tell me about Tilda? She... liked to talk about her paintings. What else can you tell me about Tilda? She... liked to talk about her paintings. What about herself? Did she ever talk about her life on Earth, how she joined the Zeniths, something like that? She never said much about herself, and she hated it when I asked too many questions. But I think, back on Earth, she was an expert programmer, given that she built a data channel the other Zeniths couldn't detect. Is there anything else about her that we might be able to use to our advantage? She was the first real person who ever bothered to speak to me. I wasn't really assessing her for strengths and weaknesses. You said that Tilda reached out to you using a data channel? It appeared in my training interface as another assignment. When I opened it, there were a series of intermittent glitches. I realized they formed a transpositional cipher. Instructions on how to open up a new virtual space. When I entered it, my training interface disappeared. Instead of the usual holographic teachers and files, I was in a perfect recreation of her home. And you're sure the other Zeniths never knew about it? To them, it looked like I was still in training. Toiling away. Alone. So this secret virtual space looked like a house with an ocean view? I could see whitecaps and hear waves crashing on rocks below. And there were gulls crying outside. Inside, Tilda had frames that showed off her favorite paintings, changing at intervals to match the light. There was an armchair she liked. She'd sit there and gaze outside while I looked through her things. We spent hours in that house. I never wanted to leave. You said Tilda showed you paintings and let you access media files? Every time we met, she showed me a new painting. I think she was Dutch. All of her favorite pieces were from their golden age in the 1600s. Portraits, allegories, ships at sea. She had so many. They didn't interest you? I liked her media portal. It had so much more than my training interface. Clips, shows, holos. My favorite was this one called Second Time Around, about a family whose kid comes back after disappearing during the Hot Zone crisis. Right, but did this portal have anything about the Zeniths themselves? Anything we could use? No. Any information about them was redacted. So do you have everything you need to build the rig and pulse generators? Gaia sent me the schematics. The designs are modest, without the capabilities of Hephaestus, but they should work. Not that it matters without a mega clearance. I'll find it. Just try to have the transport ready by the time I get back. That's enough for now. Good.
Yo, bitch.
I'm quite certain that it's a unique situation.
That's just I hear about you going west.
Turns out we need one last thing before we can grab Hephaestus.
Because it would have been too easy otherwise.
How are things with Katalo? You still scared of him?
Oh, she thinks she's funny. Actually, I played strike with him. I had to fill in most of the conversation myself, but I'm still alive.
Glad to hear it. You've been looking at any interesting data?
I asked Gaia to find me something to look at a while back, and she found the mother of all forges. They called it sports. Turns out the old ones spent a lot of time tackling and punching each other for points in one game or another. Are you mixing some solid food and fresh ale? I bet half the claim will be lining up to watch.
I need to get going.
I think I know the answer, but are you sure you don't need any help? Gaia mentioned this other tribe you found, the Quen. They sound like a nasty bunch.
I can handle them. In the meantime, Varl will help you get ready for what comes next.
Take care of yourself, Aloy.
I'm sorry, Aloy. After all the trouble you went through, you have to head west again.
Well, no one said this was gonna be easy.
You sure you don't want any backup dealing with the Quen?
They think I'm Sobek, or something like that. They won't hurt me, but I doubt they'll be so kind to anyone else.
If you say so. Let me know if you need anything before you go.
You better not be slacking off on your studies while I'm gone.
And risk Zoe coming after me? I value my life. In fact, I've been reading about Ted Faro. How he destroyed the world and crawled into a hole after killing those who saved it.
He definitely was a piece of work. Well, Beta and Gaia built the rig. Can you get everyone ready for the mission ahead?
Of course.
What is it?
Nothing. It's just that everything's about to change. We'll get Gaia, and she'll help us set things right. No more zeniths, no more derangement. It'll be a different world. I welcome it, but I wonder how the Nora will react. And the Karja, and well, everyone.
Let's just focus on fixing Gaia for now.
You're right. We've got an angry AI to take down.
If I get Omega clearance, and then we grab Hephaestus, we might finally have the advantage over the Zeniths.
Can't wait to see their faces as they stare down a bunch of charging Thunderjaws.
Better them than us, for once. I'll be in touch if I need anything.
I'll make sure Beta briefs everyone on the pulse generators.
Good.
Aloy, I hear you're going further west past the Tenakth clanlands.
Do you know anything about the area?
Only hearsay. The Utaru tell stories of an island that lies beyond the western coast. They call it the Isle of Spires. It is said the Old Ones built towers there that touch the sky, so they could live far away from the earth that bore them. As if they didn't want to be reminded that they'd one day return to it.
Sounds like something Ted Faro would do. You and Varl doing okay? Training, I mean.
We're doing fine. Although I admit it'd be nice to take a small break from studying, just the two of us. But then who'd look after Erend?
There's always Katalo.
Leave a loud Oseram with a brooding Tenakth. What could go wrong?
What's everyone been up to?
I've been trying to share some of my meals with Beta. Thought it might help her feel more at home. Maybe even get her to sleep up here instead of in that dark basement. She would not be moved.
I appreciate you trying.
Patience reaps the best harvest. I'm not giving up hope yet.
How much have you read on Ted Faro?
Enough to wonder how a man who worked so hard to heal the world once could let greed and pride condemn it so easily. For one spirit to diminish in such a way, I'm not sure if I should hate him or pity him.
Any progress with your plan for the land gods? Is the reboot code ready?
It is. But there is difficult work ahead. Gaia warned me that because the land gods are linked together in a network, the code must be delivered to all of them. Most are in Plainsong, but in recent years, 3 of them wandered off. So, T, and Do.
We have to find them?
No, we know where they are, but they're hard to reach. So, wandered into a lake and sank. Do ventured into a dangerous canyon, and T broke down amidst a herd of machines.
Okay. Tell you what. You go to Plainsong, handle all the land gods there. I'll take care of So, T, and Do. I'll need their locations, plus the reboot code.
I'm sending the data to you now. My people made shrines near where each land god faltered. When you see them, you'll know you're close. And once again, thanks for your help.
We're not gonna let your people starve, Zo. I promise.
I know where one of them is. Or, I mean, I remember being like, oh, this must be a quest thing.
I should get going. Hopefully I can bring back what we need to capture Hephaestus. After that, I'm gonna need everyone's help.
We'll be ready.
Got a minute?
As many as you need.
I have to travel beyond the western coast.
To the ruins, shrouded in fog.
Yes, and I'm looking for a tribe, the Quen. I encountered them once before. They said they came from across the Great Ocean. I was hoping that Tenakth knew more about them.
There were rumors of trespassers in the area, but we thought they were just bandits. Hikaru sent out a patrol or two, but I don't recall them reporting back. We've had more pressing concerns, as you know. I'm sorry. That's all I can tell you.
It's okay. I guess I'll find out soon enough.
There is something I've been meaning to discuss with you. It's personal. If you have a moment to spare.
What do Tenakth do to relax? You know, to take a break from training?
We play strike. Your Oseram friend, Erend, is surprisingly good at it, although he has yet to beat me. It helps one think strategically, hones the mind for tactics.
Somehow that still sounds like training. Found anything interesting during your training?
GAIA told me where to find data on how wars were waged in the old world. I knew the Ten fought against machines, much as we do now, but it seems they were among the last of their kind. Later, machines battled other machines on behalf of greedy leaders, as they vied for lands and spoils. At least the Tenakth have the courage to put their lives on the line when conflicts arise.
There is nobility in that. But maybe we just need fewer conflicts in the first place.
Yes, of course. Hekarro would have it so as well.
You said there was something you wanted to talk about?
I've been speaking with GAIA. She mentioned that the Zeniths bind metal with flesh to make themselves stronger. I was wondering if you'd help me do the same.
You want to make yourself a new arm?
Yes. GAIA insists she can help me build such a thing if I can get the necessary data and materials. She believes these things lie in the place where Beta hid from the Zeniths.
Their ancient research lab.
I am not as familiar with old-world machinery as you are. I could use your assistance.
It might be dangerous. The Zeniths probably still keep an eye on that place. We were lucky to get out of there alive the first time.
I see.
It sounds like this is worth the risk.
By the 10, we shall see it through.
I should get going. I've got a long road ahead.
Should you need reinforcements?
I know who to call. I'll call you when I'm near the Zenith lab. We'll get what you need for that new arm of yours.
Thank you, Aloy.
Aloy, it's a long way to the coast. If you need to resupply en route, I suggest stopping in Fall's Edge. It's a lowland clan village southwest of the Grove, in the heart of the jungle.
Got it. Thanks for the advice.
Damn. It's taken me forever to craft 5 of these. One more. I don't know that I'll ever use them, but damn. Apparently blast paste is rare. Do I hear green shine? I do hear green shine. What the fuck?
Something's holding up. Oh, yeah. I was here before Zoe told me about this place. I guess they were leaving offerings to the land god. It looks like something fried them. Whatever did it might still be around. There's the land god. But I'll have to deal with those machines before I install the reboot code. Shock ammo won't do much. Send this to my stash. I think that's all the machines. Time to install this code on that land god. Uh-oh. I gotta keep an eye on the sky with the screens. code installed on that land god. I should install this code on that land god. Nice and easy. One down, two to go. Zoe, you there?
I'm here, Aloy.
I found T and installed the reboot code.
Fitting then that I feel thankful. T's festival came in winter, when all the grain from the harvest was stored away. It was the season of gratitude, and all the children would receive gifts. The best was my first bow, made of yew, strung by my father.
Well, he definitely taught you how to shoot well.
That he did.
There's one more thing. I found 2 of your people. A Stormbird got them. But I took it down.
Oh. I'll make sure someone retrieves their seed pouches, so they may return to the land. All right then. I'll head to Plainsong and deliver the code to the land gods there.
This'll help you get better. Another land god dealt with. Hey, Zoe?
Aloy, how goes it?
Just planted the reboot code on Doe. He was a bit tangled up, but he's better now.
Good to hear. Doe always returned to the sacred cave at the end of winter, so his festival foretold the coming of spring. During those times, I remember clinging to my mother by the hearth, snuggling for warmth, and listening to her sing of new beginnings.
Which is exactly what you're going to give to your people.
I hope so.
How are things on your end?
Getting there. A few land gods to visit still.
Okay. I'll call you when I'm done with the last one.
Thank you, Aloy.
do a lot of damage. This should help you get back on track. That should do it. That's the last land god. Zoe, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Aloy.
Had to swim a bit, but I gave the reboot code to So.
Ah, good. We used to celebrate So in the fall, at the beginning of the harvest, with wine made from elderflowers. When I was 12, I got tipsy on it and kissed a boy in the sage garden.
How'd that go?
He was so surprised he nearly fell into the mulch. It would be good to see So again, plowing the fields in the afternoon sun. When you can, meet me at Plainsong and we'll send out the reboot signal. I've delivered the code to all the land gods, save one. Only La is left. I'm here with her, just east of the main village.
Okay, I'll get there as soon as I can.
What is she doing to
Aloy, next to tunnel.
Aloy, you made it.
I've heard the...
All of the land gods have been updated. Now to send out the reboot signal. beginning. Gaia told me this would happen. To all of them. Do, T, So, and the rest. She called it a reboot sequence. But I didn't think it would be so beautiful. Soon the land gods will return to tilling the soil as they once did.
Zoe, the chorus wants a word.
Of course they do.
Do you want me to come?
No need. I'll just tell them that our lands will soon bloom again. Who are they to argue? Find me later, and I'll tell you how it went.
Good luck.
The land is kind to us again.
For now, I'll head back to the base. Did I just use my fast travel pack? Even though I went to a campfire? No, okay, good. Alright, let me see if Zoe has anything to say real quick. And then I'll quit after this, whether she has anything to say or not. Really, nothing?
Maybe speak?
Oh, well, okay, yes.
You're back. Good. Before we talk, I wanted to give you this. For helping me heal the land gods. Plainsong is in your debt.
Thank you, Zoe.
You deserve much more for all you've done. May the land always bloom in your steps.
And yours? How'd it go with the chorus after we fixed the land gods?
They were shocked when I told them that our lands would soon be on the mend. I thought Fane's eyes would pop out of his head. But of course they had no choice but to take it as good news, even if it meant all their preaching about meekly accepting our doom was exposed as rot. To be honest, I found the conversation to be highly enjoyable.
I'm glad. You deserve it. They're lucky that you never gave up on saving them. I have to go.
Stay safe.
I can feel.
Alright, we'll set up for the only remaining side quest. Alright, cool. Thanks for watching, YouTube.